Hi, my name is Katie Ghost Horse, and I'm the owner of Ask Your Soul Hypnosis in Salem, Oregon. I was instructed by my guides to start doing a video blog. So I'm giving it a try. I have never done this, so forgive my nervousness. Maybe that will get better. They want me to put this on my website, so we're going to give it a try. Today I wanted to talk about quantum healing hypnosis therapy and energy transfer resets. First, QHHT, which is the quantum healing hypnosis technique. I've been doing for 5 years. It's a technique that was created by Dolores Cannon. She was known all over the world. She's written 17 books that when you read them, it's very hard to put down. Over 50 years of work is in the material of these books. So if you don't know who she is, please check her out, because she was humble. She died at 84 in I think 2014. And I do this work just as she taught me. I'm a level 2 practitioner. This is work that is a passion of mine. It's a 6 to 8 hour session. 2 to 4 hours we're talking, and then there's 2 to 3 hours of trance. You come in with your questions. You have a past life experience, either on Earth or off Earth on another planet. You can go into the future, and you can go into this life. This is directed and guided by your soul. So I work with whatever you're telling me. It is not like I'm sitting there telling you that you had this past life or that past life. This is what happened. You are that past life. You are whatever that is, and that can be a human or a dog or a rock, water, air. These are all things that we have all been. If we have reincarnated on Earth, we have experienced most of it, if that's what we chose as our life plan, to keep coming back and learning. After that, I take you to the other side, to the spirit side, and this is when you get to feel who you are, who you really are. And it's my favorite part of the session because it puts your life in perspective. It makes you look like the size of an ant when you're out of body and experiencing the expansiveness that you are. That saying that we're all one, that the collective, that's what we are on the soul level. And on the other side is when we get to speak to your guides, guardian angels. This is all guided by your soul, though. It depends on what your soul wants you to see. But on the other side is when I've got to talk to the archangels and the ascended masters and God, your soul group, your guides and guardian angels. And it all has to do with you, not me. I work with whatever you are experiencing. And then I ask permission to speak to your soul. I ask permission to ask questions. In your preparation, you come into the office on your day of the session and have 20 or 30 questions. And this has to do with medical, mental, physical, relationships, purpose, what job is best for you, if you should move. It's what's important for you. So after I've asked your soul to come in and speak and ask permission, the first thing I do is ask, why did the soul show whoever it is that is the client those experiences in past lives and future lives or wherever you went? And if there is 4 or 5 different experiences that you've had, there's usually 4 or 5 different reasons why you were shown that. A lot of the time is because if you are having a really bad life, difficult times, your soul reminds you that this is just a moment in time and this is what you chose, this is what you needed to learn from it. And they're going to, show you lives where you didn't have those issues. Or if you have, issues that you need to know where they came from, well, that's why you got shown those things. It's very organic. I mean, it's really organic. I have no idea what you're going to experience and what I'm going to be dealing with. And after that, I will ask for a body scan, and then to check through inside and out. That's through your DNA and your cells and your organs and your etheric and auric fields, in and out of you. And then I will start asking your questions. And in these sessions, there's been major healing of different ailments and issues. I won't go into those because, that's not guarantee. It's not a guarantee, because sometimes things are left because they're reminders. Sometimes things are healed. This is between you and your soul, and I'm just a facilitator. But if you look into Dolores Cannon and the list of everything that's been healed, that's a possibility in your session also. You leave with a better connection if you leave the door open. And it's about believing to see. Sometimes the sessions are pretty phenomenal and very hard to comprehend it, who you really, really are when you get to see it. And so it's a matter of putting everything together. You do what you've been instructed by your soul, and Dolores called it subconscious, and that's what I do when I'm in the actual session, but I usually call it soul in everyday conversation. And if you put into practice and do what you've been instructed to do, it will change your life. The people who work the information and listen, even if they can't quite comprehend it, and they just move forward, and it's believed to see, it's pretty phenomenal. So that's QHHT. The energy transfer resets are new to me and new to Earth. They were brought to a woman by the name of Beverly Nation in February of 2018, the ETR. It is a modality that will set you back to your pure state. If you've incarnated, you can read details. I'm not going to go into it real deeply here. But if you've incarnated 10,000 times on Earth, which is not unheard of. I mean, this is kind of normal. Each one of those lives, every time you make a decision, you create another timeline. So if you take that and multiply it by 10,000, you could have quadrillions of timelines. And what the ETR does is clear the low frequency in those timelines. If you've had a hard life or anger or fear, those all create low frequencies that stay with you. It is with you. It's in your DNA. In a QHHT session, I was told by Mary Magdalene, when I asked the client question, where does our DNA go when we die? And Mary Magdalene said, it transcends with the soul. And I said, and I always have follow-up questions. I said, okay, so let's just say we lived 100 lives on Earth, previous lives. Each one of those lives has generations, genetics, that go back millions of years. Where does that go when we die? She said, most of that transcends with the soul. So I laughed out loud, because that's the way I talk to them, as I'm talking to you now. And I said, well, you're kind of telling us that we're pretty screwed when we're born. So when that soul enters the fetus, in comes the DNA, and in comes all of it, good, bad, and ugly, because we've lived lives. We're high vibrational. Everybody that's on Earth, pretty much everybody, whether you live in a malevolent life or a benevolent life or somewhere in between, most everybody on Earth right now is a high-level soul, high frequency, high vibration soul that decided to come down into the lower vibrations, third density, Earth, and they're coming down to play a role. Earth is a school. So they take on these malevolent and not good, negative rules to learn. They're not like that up there. So they come down here to learn. And there's souls and ETs and star beings up there, and most of us are star beings here on Earth right now, that won't touch Earth with a 10 million foot pole, because it's too hard to come down here. So the ones that have come down here, the ones that incarnated, you and me and your family, when we sleep, we teach. We travel. We're not, our bodies are sleeping, but our souls, phew, they take off. And we're very multidimensional, so it's not just this life that you're living. You're living a few other ones out there, and sometimes in the hundreds, in other dimensions and realms and timelines. And then there's the fact that, you know, there's no past and there's no future. Everything is now. So it can get a little, as Dolores said, twist your mind like a pretzel. So that's all I'm going to say. So with the ETR, it clears out all lower frequencies below the fifth dimensions. It was given to us by the Arcturians, but involved in developing the ET are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Cassiopeans, the Arganthans, which are inner Earth, Arcturians, and I hope I didn't forget anybody else. You can read it in the information. So they created this so we could have help clearing this. As the elders call it, our elders, my native elders, and the Native Americans elders, they call it, we're moving into the fifth world. The metaphysical people call it moving into the fifth dimension. Dolores Cannon, over 50 years, and hearing all of that information coming through souls about who we are, where we came from, it's fascinating. She calls it the New Earth. And we're about ready to transition into it. And we can't take the old stuff with us. We can't. We can't take the old stuff with us. There's no way. It's just, it's two different vibrations, frequencies. The new earth is vibrating, well, fifth dimension. It's vibrating at the fifth dimension. It's a frequency. Third dimension, it's third dimension. And it's like taking two magnets and reversing it. And you'll never, ever, ever get them together. So humans have to change. We have to clear out everything. And as we get into the months and years ahead, truths will be come out. We'll be clearing out internally. We'll be making changes externally because we have so much help with the star beings and the benevolent ones up there. This transition has to happen. They can't do it without us. We have the Akash in us. The Akashic records are in our DNA. We must be able to make it through this transition. Humans in human form will make it through this transition if you're doing your work, because lower dimensional vibrations and old ways of thinking and doing are not going to make it into the transition. But we're all supposed to be making it. So we're all exactly where we are right now in the perfect spot. We just have to keep going. We have to keep clearing and letting go. So with the ETR, that's what this does. And it's nothing to take lightly. When you decide to have an ETR, you are committing to clearing what you need to clear so that you can shift into the fifth dimension. I've done about 30 of them now, give or take, and about 3, maybe 4 people have had some, including me, have had some things come up to clear. Things that I thought that I had healed in my 30 years of being on my native path. And thank God they came up, they were light, I recognized them, I let them go, and here I am, I'm better for it. A couple others had, maybe one wasn't feeling very well. Another one had some emotional things that she had to work through. You've got homework with it too. So your job after the ETR is to do your cloud clearing and to say your releasing statements so you can keep going. It takes 3 to 4 months, maybe longer, to clear the initial clear. I think it's lifetime. Doing this ETR, it's a lifetime. As far as while we're in the third dimension anyway, it's a lifetime of resetting yourself, not necessarily clearing, but resetting yourself back to your pure state before you start incarnating. And that is too life-changing in itself. So please read the What is ETR. Please check out my slideshow. Check out, it's all on my website. What you need to do after the ETR is do your homework and keep your vibration up. Because once you slip down lower and you're running third, we all go this way, up and down. And each time we go up, we do our work, we go up a little bit higher and we don't come down as low. We are this on a soul level. We're just figuring out how to do it on the physical level. To be our soul self, walking and talking and connected and telepathic. And we can heal our own bodies and we won't age. I mean, this is who our soul is. This is who our higher self is. And we've been programmed for thousands and thousands and thousands of years that we get old and we die at 80 or 90 or 100 years old. Well, we have our souls, our physical bodies are designed to live 800 to 1,000 years. It's all in the mindset. We create our reality by our thoughts. And our actions and our words. And so what the ETR does is it clears all of that programming out, all of those lower dimensional things out. And you know, it takes a little bit of time, but your connection is stronger, If you keep your vibration up, you do your homework, you start changing your thought. And we have to change your thought from negative to positive as much as, as best as we can. And then it's going to get easier and easier and easier. We have to learn how to come from our heart, because our heart is our connection, not our head, to our higher self and to the benevolent ones out there. So to have a combination, I am offering the ETR to every QHHT client that books. I think, believe me, this is a test. Okay, I've been doing it for a couple months now, and the results aren't final. But if you book your ETR 2 to 3 weeks before your QHHT, I give you the ETR at no charge. And then my prices for the ETR alone are on my website at askyoursoulhypnosis.com. I think that might be it for now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me. I'd love to talk about this stuff. This is my life. This is my passion. I've woke up enough to know that life can be beautiful, and it starts right here in our heart. And it has to start with internal work. It's not external. We have to find this love and this passion, kindness, all of it we already have. We don't have to, we already have it. We just have to clear this path. We have to clear this out so we can be our true self in our physical body. I hope I didn't confuse you, because I can do that very easily. So if you have any questions, my phone number is on my website. You can contact me through Facebook and at Ask Your Soul Hypnosis Facebook, and I would love to chat with you. So bye for now, and I'm probably going to do this weekly and put it on my website, and maybe Facebook, I guess. Maybe I can do that. So I wish you well and blessings, and I hope that you do some kind of work to work on yourself, because we're making this transition, and we can't bring in, we can't take in the old. We can't carry it through. It's got to be cleaned up, cleared out of within us and without us. As above, so below. As within, so without. So thank you, and love and blessings to you. Bye for now.